All right? Okay, sodas, real quick. Raise your hand if you know sodas are bad for you. Everybody knows that, right? Everybody knows that. Okay, now why am I talking about sodas? Because I've noticed somehow on Facebook, two or three times this week, I've seen people giving their parents sodas. Right? Like that's what they wanted, or I'm treated, it's her favorite, etc. So, number one truth. So sodas are bad. We know that, yes?
Yes.
But here's the thing. If they're bad for you, they're also bad for
Everyone else.
for them. Right? So it's bad for them. Bad for them. It's not just bad for you because you're on the Dr. V diet and you're trying to get healthy. And somehow it's not bad for your kids. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's bad for them too. It's bad for your mom. If your mom has heart failure, you're giving her soda, you're basically, adding to the problem. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Yes. So you're not treating them. Oh, but she was in the hospital for a week. She wanted a Dr. Pepper or Orange Crush or whatever. Like, it's not going to help her heal. Right? Now, don't get me wrong. If I was like old and I was ready to go see my maker, and I really wanted to diet Dr. Pepper, just to see if it tastes like the real Dr. Pepper.
But then you'd have to.
You wouldn't remember. It'd taste bad.
So but if your goal is to keep them around a little bit longer, I don't give it to them. Okay, so let's start by this. Problem is, a lot of people say, but I'm treating myself. I've had such a hard week. My kid did so good in school on his report card. I want to give him a treat. Okay, most things that we think are treats are actually punishments. Most treats are punishments. Fast food is a punishment. A Dairy Queen Frosty at 4 in the afternoon right after school is a punishment. It's not a treat. The punishment is going to come later.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I promise you it will. And I don't care if they're skinny right now. They won't stay skinny. There's just too many calories, right? Especially when you get the hot, let's say, I'll give you an example. Let's say you give it to your kid. Now they have a sugar high. They're bouncing around. Won't sit and do their homework. Yep. Won't stay for the test tomorrow. Can't focus. They fail the test tomorrow. Was that a treat or punishment?
Punishment.
A punishment is punishment. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. So two things right there. One, if it's bad for them, it's bad for you. And most treats, there are punishments. Diet, I get this a lot. Sodas are probably worse. We have a lot of studies that show it's probably worse. Artificial flavorings, sweeteners. So, everyone agrees on this, right? Diet sodas are bad, right? Which always drives me nuts, because the follow-up question is always this. But Dr. Vuong, what about Crystal Light? It's in my water.
Same thing.
What about, was it stevia? What about Sweet and Low? What? And I go, well, it's all the chemicals are what makes it bad, right? So therefore, Crystal Light is
bad.
It's not rocket science, right? So I asked this question because I'm trying to gear you up, because you're going to encounter this problem on your journey. When someone's asking you, don't you want Crystal Light? I have this new Mio thing that I put in my water. It tastes awesome. You want some? And you have to be able to respond to them. It doesn't have any calories. It's blah, blah, blah. It's all natural. Like, I don't see that bottle growing on a tree anywhere.
Cavemen wouldn't recognize.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you have to be able to say, walk these people down the line. Because if you tell your teenager you can't have that soda, why not? It's all I'll drink. well, then you're just gonna die of thirst. Because baby, I love you, and I'm not gonna poison you anymore. I've just decided right now we're gonna stop poisoning our family. I mean, you're just being dramatic, Dr. Vuong. Well, no, I'm actually being truthful. And all you gotta do is walk around our society to see the damage we're inflicting.
Work at my job for 10 hours. You'll see people eating hot Funyuns with nacho cheese for their meals.
Convenience store?
Yes.
Yeah. So
buying a Diet Coke with their king-size Snickers.
I promise you, they're not convenient,
No.
right? So I'll give you an example.
Poison in a box.
Give you an example real quick. When Coke first started, what was the size of the original Coke?
8 ounces.
6 ounces.
6 ounces.
6 ounces.
And he had real cocaine.
6 ounces was an original
That's
serving
actually
size. Original serving size.
Rumor started by Pepsi back in
Original serving size.
Yeah.
6 ounces. Now, listen. When was the last time you had 6 ounces of anything? Water.
When I was on Alpha Fast.
Water when you were obese. And you're choking. You're like, how do I drink? So people on the internet go, Dr. Vuong, like, how do you drink 10 bottles of water? Like, it's impossible to drink 10 bottles of water. Well, if I told you it was 10 beers, you'd have no problem with that.
Yep.
10 sodas, you have no problem drinking 10 sodas. Does that make sense? Y'all drink 80 ounces of like Coke like it's going out of style, but if I say 80 ounces of water, you're like, well, I can't do that! I'll be peeing all the time!
Yes, boy.
No, you're peeing because of the Coke you're drinking. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Y'all got it about sodas? Sound good? Helpful? Okay. Want one more or should we go?
One more.